everywhere.
The families and communities have a right to know about the children that did not return from school and know where their little ones lay buried.
The Manitoba government has signed an agreement to grant access to death certificates of Indigenous children who died at residential schools, with the hope of gaining a better understanding of what happened at these institutions. Through a signed memorandum, the National Centre for Truth and Reconciliation will now be able to access records from Manitoba Vital Statistics that could hold crucial information about children who died at residential schools.
I believe that trust starts and ends with truth, and it's my hope that we are building trust today.
Stephanie Scott from the NCTR says every bit of information helps to uncover the truth.
This information will help families and the NCTR to fill in some of the gaps that currently stop us from finding out further truth about residential school children who did not return from home and are in unmarked burials.
The NCTR was created with the purpose of gathering statements, documents, sacred items, and continuing research and education. The new signed agreement not only furthers the NCTR's research on residential schools, but it responds to one of the Truth and Reconciliation Commission calls to action. Raymond Frogner, who is the head of archives at the center, says it's been challenging to piece together information from governments and churches.
We're piecing together different sets of records to try and understand the residential school experience. And that's why we're making an effort to try and get the death certificates from various places.
An estimated 150,000 Indigenous children were forced to attend residential schools over a century in Canada. The TRC estimated in its report 8 years ago that about 6,000 Indigenous children died while at these federally funded schools. Grand Chief Kathy Merrick says not only is this a historic day, but it's an agreement that has been long overdue.
Their names need to be talked about. Their families, their mothers, their fathers need to be talked about, because they never had that.
There have been no records for our people to access, but I know that our people have the right to find information when it comes to our people.
Manitoba follows BC and Ontario in turning over death records to the centre. Agreements are being worked on to do the same in Saskatchewan, Quebec, and the Northwest Territories. In Winnipeg, Alex Karpa, City News.